But 20,000 people wanted tickets. That's the story. 20,000 people in Vermont want to attend a Donald Trump rally. But if it's Bernie Sanders had 15,000 people. And that's supposed to be fine. 15,000 people is okay if it's Bernie Sanders, but if it's 15 or 20,000 people with Donald Trump, he's got a problem now. But he's in Bernie Sanders' backyard. I thought everybody was for Bernie Sanders. Well, guess not. So, again, I'm not promoting or saying that I'm endorsing Trump for anything, but I'm just amazed that they can go out there and say all these Trump has equal or greater numbers than Sanders at rallies. And they were saying that with Sanders gathering all these people at his rallies, that Hillary Clinton was in trouble and that Sanders could possibly beat Hillary. No, Sanders could beat Hillary for the primary. But how is that if she can beat Donald Trump, who's garnering more support, visible support, than Sanders is? But all these other candidates who are not garnering the same type of visible support that Trump is garnering, they all can beat Hillary, but Trump cannot. Look, all you got to do is listen to the lamestream media, and they'll tell you who they're exactly who they're afraid of. And now this whole issue with Cruz and the birther thing. The left is telling you again who they're afraid of. Now, why didn't they mention this months ago about Cruz? Now, I have said over and over again that Barack Obama was born in Hawaii. As far as I can tell, he was born in Hawaii, not Kenya. So he's a citizen, natural-born citizen. And even if he wasn't, according to those who know the Constitution, even if he was born in Kenya, he's still a natural-born citizen because his mommy is a natural-born citizen. I said that about Barack. Well, this is the same thing that Cruz is falling under. And the same people that said that about Barack that I believe are saying the same thing about Cruz. And this was long before they even had to deal with John McCain. John McCain wasn't born on U.S. soil, by the way. He was born in Panama on a U.S. territory, possession, but he wasn't born in the United States. I mean, Mitt Romney's father, I guess, was not born in the United States. He was born in U.S. territory, but he was not born in the United States. So they were trying to bring up the issue of Mitt Romney, a natural born. The problem is that we have all these people on the right because we're a nation of immigrants, you got to understand that. You have all these people on the right that the left just cannot stand. And they will try anything and everything to try to derail those on the right. All the while, they'll stay the same thing that they're accusing those on the right of, they will circle the wagons around those on the left. Now, they were trying to chastise McCain, Romney, and now Cruz, that they're ineligible for some reason because they're not natural-born citizens, but at the same time, they'll circle the wagons around Barack Obama on this same issue. They'll talk about, well, Cruz has got 2 passports and, the birth certificate and all this kind of stuff. But they still haven't turned over Barack Obama's birth certificate. Oh, yeah, they have. No, we've proven more than one person, more than one computer forensic scientist has proven that document that they issued online was fake. And as a matter of fact, I do believe they found the person who did commit the fraud of putting up the fake birth certificate, and they admitted that it was faked. It was doctored. Yeah, that's one of those things that the lamestream media always conveniently leaves out. Oh, it's a conspiracy theory against Barack Obama. No, that's actually the facts. So, this whole notion that there are people out to get people, it's not so much the right trying to get the left, because we don't need to come up with, diabolical schemes to try to get the left. The left is just the left, and all we got to do is use their own actions, thoughts, and processes and actions against them. We don't have to invent anything on the left because they're just who they are, and that's all we need. That's more than what we need. The left being the left is more. There is more bad, evil, corrupt, whatever language you want to use, from the left actually going about their daily lives than we on the right could possibly ever use in a lifetime. We don't need to make anything up, is my point. Plain and simple. We don't. You want to talk hypocrisy? Wait 5 minutes and the left will prove themselves to be hypocrites. We don't got to make anything up. I know I don't. I don't have to. All I got to do is just sit here and watch stuff come through my news feed. Yeah. Whoa, there's that. Didn't have to wait more than 5 minutes. And this is stuff coming from lamestream media. Left-leaning media. I'm talking New York Times. I'm talking CNN.com. All this stuff coming across. They're the ones reporting this hypocrisy. Not right-leaning media, not Fox News. I don't even have to watch Fox News to know what the left is doing because even the left thinks that the left sometimes is a nut job. It's just so funny. All I got to do is wait 5 minutes and I'll get a news feed stream of a bunch of idiotic stuff from the left being reported on by a leftist reporter from a leftist publication. I don't got to do much work. And I don't have to make a damn thing up. Which is part of the... I'm surprised I still have a full head of hair because, some of this stuff that I have to read on a daily basis or watch on a daily basis, my God, I'm going to pull out my hair. You know what I'm talking about out there. You ecclesiastites know exactly what I'm talking about because you probably experience it on a daily basis as well. So I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. You know where to go. You know where to go to get this information daily. By the way, RodEccles.net is on the verge of expanding again. This is going to be a fantastic year. Lots of good stuff coming out this first quarter. On the program, on the website, on the social networks, on tour, everywhere. Yeah. If you have not heard the news, by the way, yours truly, the Hillsborough County Republican group. I'm sorry, I can't even. The New Hampshire Republican Party holds a gala just before the primary. This year's Republican Party gala, just before the primary, it's like 4 days before the primary, they hold a big public gala, and it's going to be national in scope because all the candidates are expected to be there. And it is the New Hampshire Republican Party. Yours truly, Elrod, your master of truth, will be master of ceremonies. Yeah, I was absolutely, totally floored and honored up the wazoo that they asked me to do this. Came out of nowhere for me. Wasn't expecting anything like this at all. But of course, when I was asked, I'm like, well, yeah. So I'm hoping all the candidates will be there because I would love to be able to have the opportunity to meet each one and shake their hands, even if I don't support them. Yeah, even Jeb Bush. I would shake Jeb Bush's hand, look him in the eye, and say, "Nice to meet you, sir." It's called respect, for one. And the man is a former governor, after all. That's no small feat. Just because I don't agree with his politics on a national level doesn't mean I don't think he's a good man. Well, would you shake Bernie Sanders' hand? I would shake Bernie Sanders' hand. Well, would you shake Hillary Clinton's hand? I turned my back on Hillary Clinton. You see, there's one thing about Hillary Clinton versus Bernie Sanders. See, Bernie Sanders didn't lie and obfuscate and fail at being Secretary of State and protecting American citizens abroad, and then lie to cover it up. Again, I may not agree with Bernie Sanders, and I may think he's an angry, grumpy, old curmudgeon uncle, and that he's a socialist. But he is not a liar. He is not a murderer. He's not a conniving, I would turn my back on Hillary Clinton, but I would shake Bernie Sanders' hand. And I would say, nice to meet you, sir. I completely and utterly disagree with your politics, but it's very nice to meet you. I don't think I could stand to be in the same room with Hillary. I'm being honest. Look, and one thing, if you're new to the show, one thing you're going to understand is I will always be honest with you. I just tell it like it is because I don't care. I don't give a what people think. I'll just tell it exactly the way I think it is, the way it should be, the reality of it. And the reality is I don't give a flying rip about Hillary Clinton. I would turn my back on her. Frankly, she's turned her back on the American people, and now all she was really in this for is just power and money. Now, say what you want about Bernie Sanders. I agree that he really truly believes that his way is the best way. Bernie Sanders isn't in it for the money. He's in it for the power grab, sure, because he wants big government and control of your life, but he's not in it for the money. And, most of the Republicans are not in it for the money. Some of them are in it for power because they also kind of like big government too. But they're not, most of them are not in it for the corrupt money. And most of them are not in it, for corrupt power. And I don't think Bernie Sanders, you could call him a socialist or a communist. I don't think Bernie Sanders is corrupt. But Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, Barack Hussein Obama, on the other hand, oh yeah, they're corrupt. Completely. And all they're in it for is raw power and big money. And they don't want big government. They want to be the head of that big government. They want to be the potentate, the king, the emperor, the dictator, whatever. They want to be at the top of the heap, running everything. I dare somebody to try to tell me that is not the case, because it is the case. Plain and simple. Well, that's neither here nor there. How would you like this for a Christmas present? This is from the UK Daily Mail, something a little bit lighter side before we go into the break. Missouri husband gives his wife best Christmas present ever. Ever. Guys, unless you've done something like this, you have not given your wife the best Christmas present ever. This guy did. Robert Bolin of Platte City, Missouri, won Missouri Lotto jackpot on December 3rd, but he kept it secret. He didn't even tell his wife so he could surprise her for Christmas. Now, the father of three eventually collected his winnings of $2 million on December 29th. He purchased the winning ticket from a Trexmart in Tracy, Missouri. He won $2 million and kept it a secret from his wife until Christmas, when he could pull it out and say, "Merry Christmas, honey." And she's probably thinking, "Well, where's my present?" And he's pulling out this lotto ticket, and she's saying, "Well, that's just a piece of paper." He says, "Yeah, it's a piece of paper worth $2 million. Can you imagine? I don't know. How could you even be so... That means he would have to keep going to work. Because a lot of people win the lottery and they quit their job. But you have to keep going to work. So, yeah, I'm going to agree with this in this particular scenario. Best Christmas ever. telling your wife you're now multi-millionaire.
Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day.